Hello, we will see how to implement music in the level design of a video game, making it adapt to the level. This is the level design. After talking to the developer, we took some notes on the design and how the music will be integrated. We have a small intro with text that goes directly into the action. The player will advance through the village, fighting enemies until reaching the avenue. A large number of enemies will appear and the atmosphere will darken. There will be a moment of respite as the enemies end, signaling the arrival of the boss. We fight to the boss and the level ends. Let's see how we implement this in FMOD. Let's start with a track from my Dark and Dystopian music pack, Dance of the Shadows. This track is 130 BPM. When you purchase one of my music packs, you get the main file, as well as the stems, group of instruments, and even the multitrack, which includes all the individual instruments. We will use this last option for more flexibility and import all the files into a new FMOD project. We open a new project and drag the files into assets. We select them all, right-click, and choose Create Event. In this case, we will use a 2D timeline because our game doesn't need 3D capabilities and this event is not one-shot. We will select 2D action. Click Create a new event with an instrument for each asset to have each track separately. We set the tempo to 130 BPM. To make the intro, we already have 4 bars, so we cut accordingly. We create markers for each section and cut. You will see why later. We create an ending by cutting and copying some bars from here. We'll need to create a parameter. That's what we are going to do from the video game. Let's see how many we need. Level starts with 0. There's the introduction, and then it happens in the village. That's looping. When the parameter changes to 1, it will jump to the avenue, which will also be looping. When it changes to 2, it will make the leap to the transition, and then he will go directly to the boss that we also loop. Then when it's 3, it's gonna go to the end. Therefore, our parameter must allow the values 0, 1, 2, 3. We are going to the preset browser and we will create a discrete parameter so that it jumps from 0 to 1, etc. And in the range we call it 0 to 3. Now we'll tell the FMOD when to repeat a section or when to jump. We create a loop region in the village and tell it to repeat as long as the parameter is 0. We create a transition loop so that when the parameter is 1, it passes directly without waiting for the loop to finish on avenue. For the transition not to be very abrupt, we quantize it to a measure. So when the parameter changes, it will wait to finish that measure before changing. We'll do a little different at avenue. We create a loop region to repeat the first part as long as it is 1. When it is 2, it will directly follow the transition region and the music of the boss. And now, in the last part, that of the boss, we create a loop that repeats as long as it is 2, and a transition region for when it's 3 go to the end. In this case, we will not do a whole measure, but we will only put a half note to make the transition. To take a further step in terms of dynamism, we can set that when we are playing a loop, some regions reproduce or not randomly and say what probability they have of reproducing. We can hear the different instruments doing solo or mute. To put the probability, check the arrow and select probability on, and the probability in chance. I want this instrument to be reproduced seldom, so I put it 20%. If I click play, only 2 of 10 times it will play. We do the same with the next fragment, avenue. I will select that the voice is played only sometimes. Up here I have the parameter and I can change it simulating its behavior. So I put it to 0 and I start playing the track to see how the implementation will look in the video game. If you have any question or want me to deal with a specific topic, you just have to ask in the comments. Thank you.